Where's your beer? Did you finish it already? It's New Year's Eve.
Solo cup.
Well, I got one in the bottle. What you?
Oh, I have a special assistant waiting over there in case I need another one.
There you go. We're festive. Hey, Luds. Happy New Year. That probably distorted the mics a little bit.
They blew it out.
Oh, they just returned fire outside. Did you
I
do
did.
that?
We now have a weapon to get back at all those fire truck sirens that keep going on during our show. Guess what? It is indeed going to be a Happy New Year. The Stars beat the Sabres tonight. Luds is here. I'm here. John is very festive. Kim is here, although she's off screen. And Sam will be joining us from the AAC momentarily. It's the DLS Dallas Stars post-game show starts right now. Two U's, two K's, one L. How about that for a thumbnail? Sorry, Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen.
Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen.
He was great tonight, except for on one shot, and didn't mean that they lost because of it. He was actually really good. They just didn't get the 2 points. Stars with the win. This is the DLS Dallas Stars post-game show. We are live here from the lounge studio on New Year's Eve. Craig Ludwig with a very festive hat and chain, a New Year's chain.
My
Look at that.
Gold chain.
Nice, very festive. John, our producer, is ready to participate as well. Maybe.
There he is.
No, if I do that way too close to the mic, it's going to make people drive off the road. So
Yes, so let's not do that.
probably pull it. That's.
Oh, I think you definitely broke that.
Let's do a little lean back if we're going to use.
Just do this. See, it didn't break. You know how to manipulate that thing, which is a whole different type of show. So we'll get to that maybe another time.
Please do.
Let's have some fun here tonight. Stars with a win. We are going to talk to Sam from the AAC a little bit later. Obviously, your chats and super chats, hit us up. In fact, I will get my screen up right now so we can follow along. Looking for your fun tonight as the Stars get the win.
They think the sounds are annoying.
Okay.
Spoiler alert.
Well, they or somebody.
T Farmer.
Okay, that's one. One vote in this democracy does not run the day. So, and let's give Kim a little love here. You want to hear the most annoying sound? Hey, Lloyd. See, that's different. That's a Dumb and Dumber quote, and that's pretty funny. All right. Well, Luds, this was an interesting game because from an entertainment standpoint, as a neutral, I think people would have enjoyed it. Stars were on the front foot a lot. They had a lot of chances. I think from a diehard perspective, you're probably a little frustrated. The game was closer than it was because this should have been a pretty comfortable victory in the sense of Dallas generated so much more than Buffalo.
This, regardless of the opponent, this was one of the best games that I think Dallas has put together from start to finish. And what you like about it is they didn't get frustrated, and the goalie at the other end was really good. It could have been 2-3-0 middle of the first period.
Yep.
But he did what his job was. But I think what Dallas did is they played downhill all night long. And I think eventually, it caved in on them. So,
oh boy, the chat is already going. I love it. It was really a fun game. We the atmosphere inside the arena for the first two periods, at least, was great. Third period sounded even better, but I have to come back here so I don't miss the start of the post-game show. And it felt like people were in a party atmosphere, party mood, right? Stars game. It's New Year's Eve. It's a tradition going back to 1997.
Wait. You're going to say Dallas Stars fans, even if they didn't turn out the right way, they weren't going to be partying tonight?
Oh, I'm saying they definitely were in a party mood. Right. But it felt like the atmosphere, even when the game was tied early, that there was more to it. A little more buzz and energy in the building. You ever feel that on certain nights when you're playing? That you could just tell. I know Reunion was always pretty loud, but
I think certain opponents would bring that out.
Yeah.
But always, the holidays, anytime you have those kind of games at home. But definitely certain opponents, there's a different kind of, there's a buzz with the players because, it's a big game. I think obviously the fans help a lot with that. But I think regardless of the opponent for the Stars tonight, there was a buzz in the locker room because they know, I had said this after the game that, they only grabbed 1 point out 3 games ago. And if they finish these 2 games off, they could go into the new year. I was hoping they could go into the new year sitting up in the top 3 in the division. That
Colorado didn't play along.
They didn't oblige.
No, they did not. They won in against Winnipeg tonight.
Take that 1 point that they lost in that game 3 games ago, and you came out of this with 5 out of 6 points. So you look at that as a good way to end this year.
I mean, a 4-game point streak, right? Yeah. That's not bad. 3-0-1 in their last 4. That's quick math, 7 out of 8 points. Yep. They should have had all 8 because they had a 2-0 lead late in the third period against Minnesota. And, beside that, you're feeling pretty good about yourself knowing that I think their best hockey is still very much in front of them.
Yeah, I think when they, and again, they're down a couple key players too. I mean, get a little health here and some luck, and some of the younger guys keep stepping up. I think we're going to see them start to go a little bit closer to what we expected.
By the way, before I get into it, nice hat. Looks sharp.
You got one too.
Yeah, well, looks good on you. Yeah. And John's got the knack for the party maker. All right, let's go through this a little bit before we get to the silly mode, which is going to, you have a feeling, happen sooner than later on this, especially with this New Year's Eve diehard crew that's already hitting up our chat. Luddy, no goals in the first period.
Why?
Because of Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen.
Okay.
He was really good.
Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen.
That guy.
Dallas had 4 high danger chances by my count. Matt Duchene on a 2-on-1 came down the left slot and ripped one. Luukkonen made a good save.
I was happy to see him shoot that too, because
instead of trying to force that pass.
Yeah, we've seen that before. But credit to the defenseman though; he played it right. But he did give him a lot to shoot at, and goaltender was just a little bit better.
Duchene tried to go 5-hole. Yep. Big goalie made the save. Jamiebenn, who had a night tonight, folks, open wrist shot on a great Wyatt Johnston pass. And this save I first thought it was a blocker save, but it was not. I think it was the top of the stick that denied Ben on that one.
He had 7 shots tonight. That was the first of it. He was around it all night long. I thought he was probably the spearhead of the group coming out for this last game and this last part of this.
The thing that we keep saying is the Stars' most dangerous aspect of their offense is their transition game. And Roope Hintz had a grade A because of 2 or 3 connected passes through the neutral zone and then into a space that he gets behind. How do you defend that when they move the puck like that and his speed is going through the middle?
And that's the thing, is being able to find out where he is and be able to lead him enough that he put it on his tape. And I think what they're doing is it's a familiarity, right? They're getting a little bit used to each other. The timing of the pass, especially with Roope, he's a different kind of animal that you got to pass to, because he hits the holes, and if it's not there, it may be gone because he's behind another player by then. So you got to. Well, usually it's wide. Robo gave him a couple nice passes tonight, obviously on the goal.
Logan Stankoven had some good chances. We'll talk about the one in the second period in a minute, but he helped on a line create some offense. And in doing so, the new kid, Justin Ritskovian, draws the game's only penalty as he kind of whacked the blocker of Luukkonen at the end of the whistle. When I say kind of, he got him. Connor Clifton took exception and extended the pushing and cross-checking more than the referees liked. In a game where only 1 minor penalty was called, that's what gave the Stars a power play.
I think the referees and the officials wanted to get to New Year's Eve too, because it was very odd to only have 1 penalty the whole game. And there was some physicality.
Especially after whistles.
Yeah, and they let them go. I mean, I like that. As long as you know early what kind of game it's going to be, then you play within that game.
You know what's interesting is in that vein, for as much as there were some extracurriculars after whistles, it didn't feel like there was a real lot of dirty, cheap shot plays. There was one time in the third period where I laughed at you because Jason Zucker and Esa Lindell got into a little bit of a slash fight, and it ended with Zucker's stick breaking in half, and Esa ended up getting a scoring chance out of it. And Zucker looked at the ref like, what are you doing? And they just ignored it.
Yeah, but I mean, again, Zucker's not scaring Esa or anybody else.
So they get the power play. It's the only one of the game. They didn't score, but we've been really hard on the Stars power play. This was a very good one. They had a couple good looks, a couple others that were blocked. Roope Hintz one-timer, mid-slot, hits the right post. And Luddy, I've said this a bunch of times, and of course, obviously I was trying to talk everybody into thinking that they need a shooter like Line over on the left side. I think Roope Hintz's best position is the bumper, the heart position of the power play, rather than the half wall on the left side.
What he does is he times it too. There's a lot of times he can find that hole. He reads it when the pass is coming from a defenseman down to the half wall. He can slide into that at the right time, or vice versa when he has to get a little higher. But he's got a quick release. His hand, obviously, he's got quick hands, and he gets it off and generally gets it up underneath the bar. But yeah, he's a good guy that can pop in and out of there. He's got the speed to leave. When Robo's there and he leaves it, because he doesn't have the same skating ability, it takes him a little while to get there. Roope can kind of pop in and out because of his quickness.
By the way, GM Ben has jumped into the chat already, and he said that Buffalo sucks, just in case you were wondering. And Ardell is chirping Mark Stein already. Said, take that, dapper one, Mark Stein. So, yes, we can't wait to get to our chat. It should be a lot of fun here in a couple of segments. But as we continue here briefly, the Stars go into the second period with a 12-8 edge in shots. Face-offs, Luds. They're not a good face-off team, Buffalo. It was 11-2 after the first, 24-5 after the second period, and it didn't change much in the third. Stars won 73% of their face-offs, 36-13 in the game.
You're going to look at if you just go and look at the score sheet, you're going to think it was pretty close game, right? And you're going to say there was one empty netter.
3-2 or 4-2 with the empty netter.
But when you go down and you look at the stats and everything, you automatically are going to go, well, they must have had a really good goaltending effort, because they did. Because otherwise, every other category, Dallas pretty much dominated tonight.
They did. And in the second period, it was more Luukkonen for quite a bit, because Ben had a couple. Stankoven, Hintz, Ben again, Heiskanen, Robertson, Duchesne. Lundqvist had an opportunity to miss the net. But the next high danger, Luds, belonged to Logan Stankoven. And that kid gets an open wrister on a shot that was blocked in front. It sort of dribbles into the left slot. Most of the net is showing, and Luukkonen makes an unreal save.
That's all you can say. I mean, he put it where he should put it. He got it off quick. He didn't hitch or take a little extra time. He's bit right now, right? He's a little snake bitten, but again,
a little.
If you're coming out of this at the end of the night and you're looking at the stats and everything, and you see this quality chances and the shots that he's getting and where he's getting them from, you know it's just going to be a matter of time. But wait, are we on what, 15 or 16? What game are we on now?
You ready?
I'm ready.
Keep going.
Tell me it's not 17 or 18. Oh, seriously? Okay, well,
19 now tonight.
You know what that means? He's
this is 19.
In the new year,
did you see his reaction on the bench after
the first
that?
game back, he's getting a goal.
Because this is 19. He's on the verge of 20.
He's not going to hit 20.
Okay.
He's going to score in game 20. He's scoring in game 20.
Thursday night against Ottawa.
He's scoring in game 20.
Well, I mean, he piles up the chances.
Probably get the first goal of the game.
He's not letting this stop his style of game, but you could see that the TV broadcast actually showed him on the bench afterwards having a real frustration reaction, kind of venting out the anger of not scoring on that. It has to be affecting him, even if he's still playing a very effective game.
Now, I was down getting a Pepsi in the last couple when the goalie was pulled. Mm-hmm. Was he on the ice?
You know what?
Because
let me see.
If not,
yeah, he was.
Okay, good. I'm glad he was out there. Good job by the coaches. I mean, they know that. They've got to find a way for him to get that empty netter. If
you think that was intentional for that part?
Yes, I do. I think that, and that's what you're trying to do. It's no different than a guy that's got his 2 goals and you're looking for the hat trick, right? You want him to get that. Right now, they want everybody to start feeling good about themselves. And the best thing for Logan, not that he plays any differently, is you got to get that gorilla off his back. It's not a monkey anymore. It's getting bigger.
It's the 800-pound gorilla. It's not the, this is bothering. Sagan loves that celebration, by the way, whether it's himself or one of his teammates.
He yanks it off there.
He loves to run up and giggle and stuff. It's too bad he's injured, because you know that he would be out there doing it.
Hopefully he doesn't get back in time to do it.
Well, yeah.
Because we're going to be in the 50s by then.
Yeah, let's not do that. So, let's see. Oh, yeah. How about this? Post and clearance from Nils Lundqvist as the Sabres get a 2-on-1, and Zach Benson has a wonderful deke, goes to his backhand on the right side, beats a sprawling Casey DeSmith, hits the base of the right post, it skitters right into the crease, and number 5 is there to make sure it goes to safety.
So what I want you to remember or hear, hopefully you're watching, and we're going to show you this later, but the reason that happened is because Nils stopped in front of the net, and Nils made sure he was on the right side of any of the Buffalo players. That's why he was in a position to make the play that he did. Now let's move on.
Well, in a minute, so don't go anywhere because we're going to get some Luddy teachable moments about how not to defend in front of your net. That's not one of those moments, but we have some fun screenshots to share for you next here on the DLS Dallas Stars postgame show.
I'm hoping this is the Herman Marshall moment. It is, because the board's up there. Founded in 2010, Herman Marshall, Dallas County's first legal distillery since the repeal of Prohibition. Located in historic downtown Wiley, Texas is proud to partner with the Guns N' Hoses Foundation of North Texas on a single-barrel expression of its signature straight bourbon whiskey. The Guns N' Hoses Foundation is a nonprofit organization dedicated to providing immediate financial assistance to the families of fallen police officers and firefighters lost in the line of duty. They're built from the grain up through family, fellowship, and friends. So, for every bottle of single-barrel straight bourbon whiskey, Herman Marshall donates 15% of its revenue to Guns N' Hoses Foundation of North Texas for those who went before. So stop into your closest goody-goody liquors and other fine retailers.
All right, let's talk about the East-West Shrine Bowl. It's America's oldest college football all-star game, and it's being held right here in Texas on January 30th. Be a part of history in the making of the 100th East-West Shrine Bowl at AT&T Stadium. Since 1925, the game has benefited Shriners' children and its mission to provide innovative pediatric specialty care to improve and transform the lives of children. Some of the nation's top college football players play in this head-to-head competition ahead of the NFL draft, and some very popular current NFL players, Brock Purdy, Isaiah Pacheco, and Zay Flowers, also played in the 22 and 23 games. Cowboys East-West Shrine Bowl alumni Brian Anger played in 2012, Rico Dowdle in 2020. Today's All-Stars, tomorrow's legends. The East-West Shrine Bowl has served as the starting point for many noteworthy NFL careers, including 80 members of the Pro Football Hall of Fame and more than 200 members of the College Football Hall of Fame. Tickets start at just $20, so visit shrinebowl.com to buy your tickets today. Yeah. All right.
Buddy, they're clamoring for you in the chat to take a New Year's Eve victory shot.
How about a New Year's Eve victory?
They're clamoring for me to take a victory shot?
Yeah, of Herman Marshall.
Well, I mean,
give the people what they want.
Don't disappear the tiny screen that we can barely see. T. Farmer said, shot at the end of the promo. Come on, Luds.
I have a driver, so I'm good.
Attaboy. He's prepared. All right. Herman Marshall getting a little bonus activity.
A little more than a shot, but that's okay.
That's about his normal shot.
Well,
maybe a New Year's Eve version. You want to keep it in case we need another one? All right. Let's talk about some goals, because after, what do you say, almost 30 minutes of hockey, it was still 0-0, even though the chances for were very one-sided. The shots on goal weren't that stretched out, Luds, but the scoring chances were very different. Buffalo didn't get interior very often tonight. The Stars did.
But when they did...
We're going to get to that.
Okay.
Well, the first one, 9:49 of the second period, it's Roope Hintz opening the scoring from Robertson and Harley. And as great as Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen played tonight, I don't think that was a very good goal to give up from him. It looked a little soft.
So this is what I mean about hitting Roope in full flight, and this time it was Robo. And he comes across the blue line. And the thing is when it came out of the defensive zone, luckily Roope was the last forward getting out of the zone. So that's the reason he came across the offensive blue line late. And, you know, with those two guys driving everything deep in the offensive zone, Robo, pulls up like a foot, 2 feet inside the blue line, and he hits Roope, and there's nothing ahead of him. And he's got enough time to pick his spot, and he beats his countryman.
That goal, I think there was a bit of a screen, but it was Roope's 16th of the year, which means that he is a couple ahead of Duchesne now for the team lead. He has been scoring. I think he has 4 or 5 goals in his last 2 weeks. He's starting to heat up, and this is a great time, especially with Sagan injured long-term, Marchman out for several weeks. They need Hintz, Robertson, Johnston, Duchesne to step up and fill those gaps.
Well, they might be getting to the point where there might be that marker down the road where life goes on. We're getting ready without
Joe
Joe
Pavelski. By the way, we are not replacing the ding permanently, but it's a New Year's Eve version.
So I think now they're getting a little bit, kind of acclimated to him not being there.
Yep.
And again, I think sometimes we obviously make too big of a deal out of it, but they're finding a way to get scoring chances and create and without him there.
Well, Luds, it's time for us to go to your school because 31 seconds later, the Sabres would tie it as Jason Zucker put a rebound home in the crease. It was a real gritty road goal style play from a tagethompson tip at the top of the crease. Bo Byram with the shot. And not even a minute later, it's 1-1.
Well,
what happened?
It's a good adjective is gritty because it is. I mean, Buffalo did all the right things, and what they do is they find their way to gravitate to the front of the net. Unfortunately for the Stars and the Stars fans, now if you're watching, we've got a little clip of it. Not a clip. We got a still shot of this, but it's very easy to sum it up. Is you see all the green jerseys except for the goaltender behind the white jerseys. And so just the opposite of what we were talking about with Lundqvist before. Lundqvist was in that blue paint when he stopped that one.
Yep.
Right now, all you're seeing is two Dallas players, 2 feet or so, outside the crease, outside the red line around the blue paint, and you've got 3 forwards in white and blue jerseys in interior. And so they basically paid the price to get an ugly goal.
That's
It's
your
that
boy
simple.
Alex Tuck there getting a position on Miro Heiskanen at the bottom of the
I
screen.
know that. I kind of like him, but we'll see what happens.
So that Zucker goal tied it, and that would be it for the second period scoring, although Sam Lafferty had a big-time open wrist shot in the low slot. Really good save by DeSmith. It was another high-danger chance. And all of a sudden, Luds, at the end of the second period, I had Benson that 2-on-1, the goal from Zucker, Lafferty. Those are 3 pretty high-danger chances. So the volume wasn't there as far as number of scoring chances, but they had very good looks when they were getting close.
And you know what? I don't think you've even, or I know I haven't mentioned Casey DeSmith tonight.
No, we hadn't really.
But he needs to be mentioned, like exactly what you're talking about right now. When the time was there, with the exception of a couple goals, and again, I'll put it not on his shoulders tonight, he was there to make the saves that he needed to.
There were, to be hypercritical, there were a couple of times where I thought he gave up a rebound, especially off of a first shot that wasn't of the kind of velocity that should have predicated a rebound. I thought that Jake is better at controlling the rebounds than Casey. But that doesn't take away from his performance tonight because you're right. He got a win at home. He hadn't had a lot of home starts because he's been giving sort of the backup goalie meals. You expect the tough ones. He was very, very sharp tonight. And how about this? We talked about it in the pregame show, and I had the numbers. Sam didn't. I kind of caught him off guard. 10 career starts now counting tonight for DeSmith head-to-head against Buffalo, many of them with the Penguins. He is 6-2-2. He has a goals against under 2, 3 shutouts, and a .934 save percentage. How about that?
I think when you were talking about Jake, and I don't think it's appropriate to say that he's not in position, but he's more of a scrambler. Like Jake controls his rebounds a little bit better. I think in the starts that we've been able to watch here, he has to fight to get back to find that second and third opportunity should there be one.
And he just doesn't have the size that Jake has to play as deep in his net, so he has to be a little more aggressive.
He is aggressive. And I think again, your teammates, especially your defensemen, have to recognize that. You have to know when you're playing with a certain goalie and another goalie plays a different way, and he may lose his net every once in a while or get outside that blue paint. And so what we're talking about tonight, things that we're showing you, you have to know that, and so you have to be a little bit closer to that blue paint when there's with that initial shot.
So it's 1-1 at the end of 2. You go to the third period, and I don't know what the Stars talked about after the during the second intermission, because coming out in the third, they were on it immediately. Colin Blackwell had a high-danger backhand on an rebound off the end boards, had a couple of jabs at his own rebound. Jamiebenn had a wrister from the left dot. What did that hit? Did we determine it was the elbow?
Yeah, it did. It hit the elbow. We saw it on the replay at the end.
And it was, he just sizzled it past UPL, Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen.
Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen.
God, it's so great. And Miro and Wyatt had a couple of chances, but it was self-inflicted wounds from the Sabres that led to the go-ahead goal for the Stars. At that point, only 2.5 minutes in, as Jason Robertson buries an unassisted goal for his 9th of the year, but he had a pizza delivered to him.
If you're going to give it away good, because I mean that this pass for Roba, it surprises me. Well, again, I think the offensive guys, the goal scorers, they're calm in those areas of the ice, right? When they get the puck. If it was just a third or fourth line guy and gets that puck, you're kind of rattled right when you first
net,
get
hit
it.
your chest,
yeah,
whatever.
You may bounce over your stick, you skate right into the goal. Robo takes his time, he gets his head up, and again, we've seen when he gets in that, and this is nice too, right? And Robo's, trying to put a couple of these games together and get 2 out of 3, 3 out of 4, 4 out of 5 games that maybe you get a point, you get a couple points here, get a couple goals. I think he's starting to feel his touch come back.
Well, he's had a 3-point night tonight, a goal and 2 assists. He gives him a 2-1 lead. And Luddy, again, 2 minutes and 22 seconds later. It's not 31 seconds, but it's a quick answer, and it's Beck Mallenstein. You want to talk about greasy road goals? This epitomizes it, as he basically knocks it in with his leg. There's no distinct kicking motion, but this is your complaint about positioning defensively coming back to rear against the Stars again.
Well, Mallenstein comes in, and he's coming down the left side of the ice, left wing side, Casey's right, and Lyubushkin meets him, 4 or 5 feet outside of the crease area. But what he does is he basically kind of rides into the crease with them. And we got that picture here. And it's just another goal. And again, if you're not watching, what we've got is we got Lyubushkin again on the wrong side, and you've got a Buffalo player that basically owns the blue paint here. But he had the opportunity 5 to 6 feet at least in front of the crease to stop his momentum and to be able to seal him and then just ride him off to the side of the net.
You wanted him to cut off his approach to the net.
Yeah, but what he does is he actually Mallenstein starts to go to the middle of the net, and he kind of rides with them. Instead of just planting your feet and stopping, it's not a penalty. You can hold guys up. And by then, that shot and that rebound would have been laying there. Somebody else comes and picks it up. But by riding into your goaltender, you're on the wrong side of it, and it becomes an easy goal again.
And truthfully, after that goal goes in and it's 2-2, and it's only 5 minutes into the third period, we're looking at each other going, no, not overtime tonight. Come on.
On all nights.
New Year's Eve, you're trying to get out there and have a little fun before the ball drops or get home or wherever you guys are going. And it's 2-2. And the Stars kind of, they still have some chances, Stankoven, Duchesne, Ben, Harley, couple. But it looks like Buffalo's just, they see an opportunity to extend their winning streak or point streak by just getting to overtime, having a chance. And then in his 200th career NHL game, Wyatt Johnston comes up huge as Johnston scores his 9th of the year, which I believe was his 65th career NHL goal. Not bad for 200 games for a kid that was a teenager when he started in the NHL. Harley's shot, Johnston's goal, 11:32. That's your game winner. That's a great way to mark a milestone game.
There's been conversations that fans have had, and we've talked about Thomas Harley being on the point on the power play, and I said I think Thomas has got the most offensive upside of all the defensemen out there, especially when he gets on the power play. He gets pucks through the net. But what he has is he's got good offensive instincts. And on this particular play, when the puck comes around the boards, he reads it when it's already behind the net. And he takes off and he comes down the boards, being a left-handed shot on the left-hand side, picks it up clean. But if you could slow it down, you can see as he's skating to that puck in motion, he just turns his head a little bit to his right, and he spots Wyatt. And he knows where Wyatt is. And again, just look at where the goals are being scored. So Wyatt drives to the front of the net. He's got his stick on the ice, and Thomas picks it up, and he makes a perfect pass, and it's just a redirect into the net.
And with that, they get the lead again. Jamie Benn had another high danger chance after that. Luukkonen made the save, but that was basically it. As Esa Lindell scored from his own defensive corner, and Lud's by the official NHL scoring, 176 feet. I actually think it was farther than that, because wasn't he down by the goal line in the corner?
I was down here getting a Pepsi.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, I took off early.
Well, you had to get yourself prepared for the postgame.
Yeah, that's what I do. I come down early and get set up.
Third goal of the year for Esa, Robertson and DeSmith. How about that? Casey DeSmith gets his first point as a Dallas Star. Goalies love those.
Who are the 3 stars tonight?
Let's see. The 3 stars.
Well, it's going to be Roope.
Nope.
It's going to be
he's
Wyatt.
Nope.
No, that's good. Is Jamie in there?
Nope.
Oh boy. Okay, was Casey in there? Well,
so Bruce picked him tonight from the ticket. 3rd star, Robo. He did have 3 points.
Yep.
2nd star, Harley.
Okay.
1st star, Hintz.
Yeah. Well,
I don't know how you ignore Jamie Benn. I thought he was incredibly good tonight.
He was.
Or Wyatt with the game winner. That was pretty big.
I think that's cool.
Harley had 2 assists tonight, by the way.
Everybody looks at points right away. They don't watch the game.
Yeah.
Sometimes some guys deserve to be stars that really don't even have a point.
I mean, Jamie, he didn't have a point tonight.
But there's nothing wrong with those 3 stars.
Jamie Benn did not have a point tonight. That's amazing. He had 10 shot attempts. You mentioned 7 on goal. Like, he did everything but score tonight. He was flying out there. This guy who's in his 30s now, I really think, Luds, that he has reinvented himself again under DeBoer, because this different style of play, this transition get up and go, has allowed him to play more on the move. Yep. And I think that's really benefited his game. And then he's altered his training to be a little quicker to play in that system. And I mean, right before Pete DeBoer came in, there was a stretch where we're thinking, boy, the last few years of Jamie Benn might be really hard to watch. And he's completely, to his credit, changed that.
Well, I was, I had the opinion that it would be easier as Jamie got older. And again, I go back to Brendan Morrow all the time, because they have played more years than what they have in the physicality,
the hard
and
miles.
The fighting and all the hard game. And so I thought it would be more conducive for Jamie to be playing in the middle of the ice, play as a centerman. He's so good on faceoffs, but you can always keep your movement. As a winger, you're pretty much, you come down the boards and you got to stop and start a lot. But you're right. In this game, a lot of times when defensemen get the puck here, wingers aren't posted up. Wingers are shooting out of the zone. So there's more movement, and so there's less stopping and starting for a guy like Jamie. And for him, when he's playing his best, he's got a full head of steam. And he's not a guy that really likes to go, cut corners. He goes to the front of the net, and if he goes behind it, he finds a way to navigate to the front of it. So he's able to keep that momentum going. And he's a bull in a china shop when he gets around here. So
beast mode, man.
And you could just see from the start of the game. There's a reason, I think, in the past 3, 4, 5 games, whatever it may be, when things weren't going as well as you wanted, that he's starting games. Pete's got him starting games. And that's because Jamie can set the tone, because he gets in and he always finishes checks.
Speaking of starting games, did you notice who he started the beginning of the 2nd period tonight?
I did not. I was probably getting my drink.
They put the 4th line out there against Tage-Thompson's top line for Buffalo, and they survived, didn't give up a goal against. They got an icing, and then that line tired, had to face the Hintz line. It was just an interesting home ice move.
Especially in the 2nd period.
Yeah, with that long change.
You get and if there's an icing, you know what I mean? If there's an icing after that, then next thing you know that you're taking a face-off in your zone, you got your 4th line out there. They have the opportunity to change and get some fresh guys out there. But it didn't come back to haunt them.
It didn't, but it was still an interesting thing. All right, Stars for the 4-game point streak, 3-0-1. We mentioned that already, but Luds, we've been kind of mixed feelings about the team lately, especially because of the power play. But they are quietly 6-3-1 in their last 10 games. If they do that in every 10-game segment, there are going to be no issues.
The only thing people are going to be able to cry about is the power play.
Yeah.
That's it.
But if they keep winning.
Now what? Yeah, exactly. They keep winning. Don't worry about your power play.
You guys ready for some chats? How about some super chats? Let's do that next here on the DLS Dallas Stars postgame show.
Rugged Road is dedicated to creating innovative and durable outdoor gear for adventurers who demand the best. Our products are designed with the highest quality materials and craftsmanship, ensuring they perform in the toughest conditions. Whether you're on land or water, Rugged Road gear is built to accompany you on every adventure. Crafted to handle the toughest environments, their coolers are built to last, ensuring they can keep up with any adventure. The coolers are guaranteed to keep their contents cool for up to 7 days, and we've proven that. It's true. Perfect for a variety of outdoor activities, from fishing and tubing to camping and tailgating. These coolers are designed to meet the needs of every outdoor or sports enthusiast. So gear up for your next adventure with Rugged Road coolers. Reliable, durable, and built to be used. Rugged Road is your ultimate outdoor companion. Head to ruggedroadoutdoors.com and use code DLLS for 10% off.
Let's talk about game time. Game time as you're looking for, let's say, playoff tickets. The NFL playoffs are rapidly approaching. No better way to find your tickets than by going to Game Time. Download the app. Game Time has a new feature called Game Time Picks that makes getting tickets for events even easier. Game Time Picks filters out the fluff to show you only incredible deals on great seats, so you don't have to waste time searching through thousands of tickets to find the best value. Less time, more efficient. You get what you want. You're happier. Use the seat views so you make sure you know exactly what you're buying before you hit pay. On-time ticket delivery, lowest price guaranteed, all sorts of great features. You can even go and toggle the all-in pricing feature so you have no surprise fees at the end. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use the code DLLS for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem the code DLLS for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last-minute tickets, lowest price, guaranteed. All right. That quartet of holiday cheer signifies it's time for our chats and our super chats. We can still use the bing bong, though, because that is a staple. You want to do both?
Get that out of my mouth. We can do both, yeah.
All right. Well, can you make the screen big enough so we can see it? And then we will get to the chats. Hit us up, people. All right. We're going to start with T. Farmer, who said a little Lundqvist and Johnston, new year, new page, Captain America Jr. gets a visit from stepdad and tips just magically happen. Jason Robertson, heater incoming, hype. You know, Luds, the Stars were visited. Hold on, you jumped the gun there.
Oh.
They were visited by Joe Pavelski in Chicago. And you know that with tonight's offense from Wyatt Johnston, he has points in 4 straight games. How about that? Not bad.
What are you saying?
I'm saying that the influence of a Joe Pavelski on the Dallas Stars
pass out over
seems to be very good. There's a joke in here somewhere, but I
know, but I need a heavier duty.
I think you're blowing too hard. That was for Kim. All right.
Let's clip that one.
Let's go to the next one, John.
Bing bong.
I love Missy 1985. A little Madonna Ludwig 903. Happy New Year. Good on Casey to score to help us close out 2024 with a win and bring the team to 11-10-1 in games where they don't score a power play. Remember, this was the comment from the other night where the Stars were 10-10-1. Now they're 11-10-1. It is remarkable how good they are when they score a power play goal. 11-3-0. The sad part is that's less than 50% of their games.
It's work in progress. We'll call it that.
It is work in progress. Power play looked good tonight. They only had one opportunity, though. So, all right, John.
So that means the percentage came down?
It hurt their percentage a little bit, unfortunately. We got a Ludwig. And
I think that's a Dumba. And I want to speak about Matt Dumba, so go ahead.
Well, he said we got a little Ludwig, and the year after Luddy won the cup. Bish is better than Dumba. Him gone is noticeable. I mean, it's kind of a bit of a Neanderthal style speech.
Lose a 6'7", 250-pound guy,
yeah,
he's noticeably gone.
So what did you think about Dumba in his first game back from injury?
I'm going to tell you, I thought he was good. I thought what he did, he made the first passes. He did not get caught out of position tonight. It was a simple game for him. And not only that, which I'm a pet peeve on this stuff, there were a couple 2-on-1s he had to face. And to my opinion,
we got a video. We got a picture here.
Yeah, he played them perfectly. And this first one, if you're not watching, it's a clear 2-on-1. He takes the pass away. So once it gets below the hash mark area, you have to allow your goaltender to know that he can come out and challenge with confidence.
And look where Casey is.
And that exactly. That's because
he's right at the top of his crease.
I think he trusts Matt Dumba in this situation. Matt Dumba plays this correctly. There's no way this puck is getting through. They force a shot. Casey comes out. He makes the save. Then there's another one tonight, another 2-on-1 on him, where he comes back, again, does the same thing. This time, he's got a lefty coming down. He's got a righty with the puck. He goes down at the proper time. The only way to get this puck over to him is to elevate it. He elevates it. He gets it up in the air. And again, it's a puck that's hard to handle, and it ends up landing on the other side of the stick. I thought he played him perfectly on both of these.
And that one, because he had to sail the pass, Malenstein actually misses it, and there's no shot attempt.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It bounces over a stick. Yep. And again, anytime that you lay down and somebody's got to elevate it, land it 2 feet, 3 feet, it's a tough pass. I mean, there are players that can do it, but the odds are, I just think all in all tonight, coming back from missing the games and wearing the bird feeder and all the other stuff in there. So I think he played a really good game tonight, and he kept it simple. He stayed within. I think what he did is he played a game where they're not going to take him out of the lineup.
Yeah.
That's the way I thought he played.
I mean, isn't that exactly what you're looking for from a third pairing defenseman?
Well, I'm looking from that.
Game?
Honestly, I'm looking at that from all of them.
Right.
But I think in his situation, he's been taken out of the lineup, I think, twice since he's been here, maybe 2 times.
And then and twice because of injury, too. Aside from being healthy scratched, he also, remember, he hurt his knee early in the season on that offer. There was sort of a weird collision where his leg twisted a little bit, so he missed a game or two there. Now the longer one, the
one where he wasn't on the ice?
It was not an in-game injury, but clearly somewhere in the face.
Which again, you know what? I think about that. It wasn't in the game. I was going to say it could have been in practice, but I think they would have said if it was in practice, it would have been in practice.
It feels like although Pete DeBoer is a lawyer, he has a law degree and did practice it briefly. He is very careful with his choice of words, typically. So maybe that's the case, but the fact that he said not in game,
and the fact that he didn't say that it happened during practice or working out or something,
he
didn't give you anything.
No, but I feel like he meant it didn't happen on the ice.
If he would have given us something like that, we wouldn't be speculating it could be this or that.
So look, he doesn't have to say anything. He's not obligated to do so. And we don't want to speculate as to what it is because that's, dangerous and reckless. But as you said,
we
buddy,
kind of are.
Well, it happens when you wear hats like this. But the thing is that when you don't provide information, it leaves open fans, media, broadcasters to speculate because they're not given any more details. Let's say he took a puck to the face in practice. Wouldn't that be easy to say, boy, he had an unfortunate incident, puck came up, hit him in the face, he's going to be out a little bit. Yep. End of questions, right? You don't.
And end of speculation.
Right. And because they don't give any information, it makes those little fibers in your brain think, maybe there was something else that's a little bit more juicy that happened that, again, we're not going to speculate, but I can see why people would think that.
Yeah, and then we wouldn't snoop around and start sending text messages to people. And
you would never do that.
Just kind of, poking around. No,
never.
Speaking of poking around.
Well, he found his way out of the bathroom, and there comes Sam. Sam, Happy New Year.
What's up? Are we there yet? Oh, no.
You're missing out on all the fun. We've got the Ludwig sushi display. We've got the hats, the gold chain.
Let's clarify.
Noisemakers.
That's Kim Ludwig, not Craig Ludwig on that one. That's Kim Ludwig sushi.
Aren't you guilty by association?
I'm jealous about that.
I'm usually guilty of everything.
Saw you even had a golden California roll. It looked like over there. You guys had it all, man.
He was jealous.
I thought you were talking about the gold chain.
No, but I do want to say real quick, I just heard what you guys were talking about. Dumba did not practice after that Calgary game, so it was not in practice either. It was not in the game, and it was not in practice. Just confirming that.
Oh, you're just putting gas on the fire now, Sam.
Feeding speculation, Sam. All right, Sam, you're here in time for more Super Chats, and they are coming rattling in, so let's keep at it.
Bing bang.
A little Ardell, and that is definitely a Ludwig and a Lundqvist. Nils was nails tonight. Defense matters.
Absolutely. He's been good. Ever since he's been taken out of the lineup and given a chance to come back in, and he is doing exactly what they want him to do. It's that simple. Don't look for him to be the guy that comes out of the lineup, in my opinion. Now, maybe it's easier taking a younger guy out, obviously, but I just think that if you continue to do that, he's making progress on doing what he wants. I think his confidence is coming back, so I would be careful doing.
I talked to Nils for a bit during the morning availability today, and he's very happy with the trajectory of the season so far, right? I don't know. I wouldn't call him content because everybody wants to get better, but he feels good about where his game is at. I told him I thought his game was really good right now, and he said that defending in this league is really hard. And he says, he says, I don't want to call myself experienced, but I have more experience. And he feels better about where he's at in dealing with it. And, Luds, I kind of threw a couple questions at him about, he didn't get a lot of trust from the coaching staff the last 2 years, late in games, and especially in the playoffs. We've highlighted that. And yet he still re-signed with Dallas. They didn't issue him a qualifying offer. He told me that the plan was always for that to happen, and there was already a deal done. So they did it a different way. And one of those was a way to sort of avoid the potential for arbitration, which he said he wasn't sure he really wanted to do. But he was kind of saying, with not so many words, that he was willing to bet on himself, and he's pretty happy here. He likes being in Dallas.
Well, the first thing that sticks out is when you say defending is really hard in this league. As a defenseman, it's not supposed to be hard. It's what you do, right? And you're always going to be learning.
Do you think defending as a young player is hard to learn?
No, I don't think that he was taught how to defend as a young player because he was an offensive-minded guy, and they didn't. That was his upside, but they didn't work with him to defend. But if you're going to be a defenseman, you have to defend. Erik Karlsson, you have to. You can't just get away with playing one-dimensional hockey back and forth. You create as many chances on your own goaltender as you do on the other net.
See what Sam's got in his hand?
Yeah, there we go, little Mick. So anyway, that's my take.
No, I totally agree.
Yeah, you have to take young defensemen that have offensive skills, and they're going to play that position. They have to know how to defend. And he's obviously, maybe that hasn't happened in the beginning, but he's getting way better at it now.
Sam, they're chirping you about plumbing issues in the chat. Let's go to the next super chat, John.
Bing bang.
Wow.
Huey, part of the Pigeons.
We have to break within the next minute, by the way.
Okay. Yeah, we're having too much fun. A little Heiskanen in the year the cup was won. T. Farmer loves Owen. Thank you. And by the way,
is hot.
Sam.
Did he just say Owen's hot?
That's what Sam said. Sam said already had one sip of the Mick Ultra. So, hey, Sam, do you want to tell our viewers the reaction from the San Diego clan after we had so much fun with you on the postgame the other night? Remember, Allison said Sam was hot and she's looking for a green card.
Can we see how hot Sam is? Can you put him on a? Well, not yet.
You want to full screen it?
No. Let's wait.
Okay, you want to wait? Okay.
Yeah, let's wait a couple minutes.
Sam's just leaning back. But Sam, I got the impression that the girlfriend and the other party goers in your abode in San Diego really enjoyed our little bit there the other night.
Now we have 15 seconds.
I will say yes, and then we'll talk about it after the break.
All right. Let's do that next year on the DLS Dallas Stars postgame show. Let's talk about being a diehard first and foremost. Look at that QR code right below Hot Sam if you're watching on YouTube, or if you're listening later, go to alldls.com and click on the diehard link, and you too can sign up to be a diehard. You get a great service where you have so many things to offer, including all the diehard level writing that Sam does for the Stars content, Sean, all of our writing for Mavs. Poor Mark Stein's going to have a horrible New Year's now.
I just want everybody to know that when he walked into our show the night after Buffalo beat Dallas here, a month and a half ago?
Back in October.
Yeah. So, and he walked up here and had some smart-ass comment, right? So then what I did is I sent a tweet, or whatever you call it, to him and said, let's bet on this game tonight. I said, let's look at the New Year's game, loser buys. I never got a response. I've heard nothing. Never heard nothing from this big dog. I can confirm that Mark was at the game tonight, but I don't know if he was as confident as you were. So, get access to all the great writing, even the stuff that's behind the diehard paywall. And in addition to that, guess what? Every year you sign up to be a diehard, we'll give you a promo code for a free DLS t-shirt of your choice. Anything that's on the DLS merchandise page, including the ones you see me wearing. They've got a homestand, so we'll have to wait until the Eastern Conference road trips to trot out a few more of those new ones. And then there's Sam with the number 1. Anything to add to that, Sam?
I was pointing at this.
Oh, the Stanley Cup banner.
This beautiful banner back here that is getting a lot of attention, especially tonight.
She can see him from
Be
here.
a diehard.
All right, let's get
Is
back.
this
Luds, do we have more super chats before we get to Sam's reporting? Or not Luds? John, do
Sorry,
we have more bing bongs?
Yes, we do.
It's my beautiful assistant handing me a pepper.
All we saw was her one hand.
That's all. That's all you should see.
That's all. As much of the camera.
That's all you're allowed to see.
I thought we were going to have
is
like a
Kim
Price
there?
is Right, like a Barker's Beauty moment, but all we saw was a disembodied hand with a beer in it. So.
We do have 3 more.
All right, let's keep
Bing
it going.
bong.
Oh, God, I'm gonna pass out.
Oh, another one from Huey. This one, a 1999. Who wears 19 for the Stars?
Larry Robinson. Oh,
No, not for Montreal. Was he
Larry,
19?
Larry and Gretz.
19.
I do not recall a 19 ever wearing a Dallas Stars jersey.
That's not one of the retired numbers.
Hey, Huey
is it?
Wyatt, pop in.
Beverly was 17. That's the only one I could think of.
I do
It's
not ever
I don't know a
remember
19.
Bill
Can't think of
Masterton
one.
retired. That's why
Ah.
I knew it was a retired
Ooh.
number. I couldn't think of it. It was Masterton. Remember, he tragically died in the line of duty playing hockey.
I should have just looked to my right.
Yeah, it's right there, Sam. But anyway, Huey said, "What's the biggest super chat ever?"
$1 million.
Okay, now what's the
And the
serious?
challenge,
Somebody
second-
can match it.
The second biggest one was $12.
That's not true. We had at least
No, I think
one.
it's like 30.
We had one
29.99.
Oettinger at
Close.
least. At least a 29 something.
Yeah. On this show, I know Cowboys has gotten 100 before.
Have they had 100
Yeah.
before?
Yeah.
So I don't know if
Ooh,
we've
let's-
gotten 100
let's-
yet.
Let's
But
hit 100 tonight. New Year's.
yeah, let's
Bing
do it.
bong.
William W. Williams with a very generous but not quite $100 Heiskanen at 99 Cup here. Even with Nils playing so well this year, could he still be scratched in the playoffs if we need size against a bigger team?
He could be. I wouldn't know, but I think if he continues to play like this, he gives everybody the reason not to. Now, again, you don't know, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you get up to the right kind of an opponent, which you will, that you need a little more weight in front of the net. Could be.
But as you said the other night when we were talking about guys like Josh Morrissey, Jared Spurgeon, more diminutive but very effective defenders, what's their secret?
Okay, what they have done, they've played longer, so they understand how to handle the bigger guys positionally a little bit better. Because the older you get, you kind of start to use your stature to your advantage. You can get underneath guys, and Nils needs some games underneath his belt. He's not just going to pick that up,
Right.
in the 30 games. Now, he might, and he'll be fine, but I think if he just stays on the trajectory that he's on right now, I think what he's going to do is he's going to make it difficult on them to make that move.
And I love the line you said the other night, which was they don't spend a lot of time in their own zone.
That's
those
the
good
bonus
defense,
of
yeah.
it, right? And again, there may be a time. Do we see Brendan Smith popping in there at some time in the playoffs? I mean, that's possible if you get up to a team that's has some weight and the physical side jumps up a little, and maybe there's a fight here or there. You're probably going to pop him in the game.
We have, I feel like, and I know his time will come. I feel like they're going to have to get Brendan Smith in a game sooner or later just so that he doesn't stale too long on the sidelines.
Yeah.
But again, Dumba was good tonight.
Well,
Nils is not coming out.
This is Brendan Smith's beer, I believe. This is not my beer. This was in this room when I got in here, and Brendan Smith was the only one up here. I believe.
I thought
So
you were
you're not even
he's
drinking
not
it.
even
You're not
drinking
even
out of it.
drinking it.
You don't get the horn
Come
for
on.
that.
What's the point?
You know me better than that.
Pretender.
He wants to
Bing
come back
bong.
here and have one of the vodka cranberries that Kim whips up.
Now, the other thing about
And
getting
some
Brendan Smith
sushi.
in the lineup, there could be a time. I don't think I've ever seen Pete do it, but you could go 7-Eleven. You know what I mean?
Oh my gosh. Hey now, we're having a fight over super chat. Sorry, go ahead, Luds.
No, forget it. Move on.
What's the next? Oh, is this another one from William, John?
This is.
We could have a lot of
hold on
physical
second.
options on D.
All right, we need to go
Yo,
answer this question quick, and
Okay.
then we'll move on. 'cause
We
I
could
know
have a
why
lot
we
of
have to.
physical options on D if Dumba Smith Bishel learned Pete's system and lack of physicality has hurt us previously. He's right.
He's right. Agreed.
Okay, you ready for a showstopper?
Why are we
Wow.
being so short with Willie
Bing
Willie?
bong.
This is
Bing
why.
bong.
because of this.
How about that?
Bing bong.
What?
We've got our Stanley Cup
Oh,
year,
my.
Stanley Cup year from Huey.
But wait,
Beat this, boys, the great one.
And
how
two
about
of
a
them.
second one?
Two
Oh
of them.
no. The pigeons
Two
are
of them.
showing
Bing
out
bong.
tonight.
Okay.
Bing bong.
Do you remember my
Bing
beer
bong.
league?
John, you and I need to meet these two guys downstairs and buy
Take a
them lunch
shot.
or
Bing
something
bong.
like
Take a
that.
shot.
Okay. Do you remember
Take a
when I
shot.
brought the
With
beer
their own
league
money?
pigeons chain that
Yeah,
squeaked?
yeah.
both Huey and Ryan are members of said Pigeons.
Oh, are they the treasurers of your team by any chance?
Wow.
Look at. Well, no, put it back up there. What did he say? He had 99. Beat this boy's the great one. So a little Gretzky in 99, and then Ryan said, "Go Pigeons," from Ryan Tedeschi. I love it.
Thank you, guys.
Is solidarity from the beer
Owen's
league.
bringing the beer next league game.
I will. I've got some Miller Lights for him, Luds.
Do you?
Oh yeah.
Okay, good.
Well, I've got them in the second fridge, right? You got the
Oh, those are gone.
no,
Which
not
one?
I
this
think
fridge.
Owen needs
My
to have
second
some
fridge.
Herman Marshall.
Yeah, I've got. I'll tell you
Oh,
what.
you got to hide them from your wife?
No.
Oh.
She doesn't like those.
Okay.
So it's easy. I've got that. We've got a couple varieties. Even had I've never tried it, but I bought a couple of those, the non-alcoholics, the beers that are with zero alcohol, just for the ones.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I know you don't, but there are some
That's
members
not
of the
real.
team that aren't into that, and so they get to still be a part of things. So
Okay.
we're all inclusive in the post-game beer league. Wow, how about that? Ryan jumps in and steals, and so
You know what? Here's the deal. We pop a couple like that. You would think our GM Ben, might match something like that if he was sitting at home on New Year's Eve. You would think he would match that.
Wow.
Don't you think?
Listen to
Calling
these
him out.
chats. So let's go through these.
Owen just looks at the
No,
chats
no.
and just laughs while I'm talking.
Well,
he doesn't
no,
even care what
I
I'm saying.
absolutely agree, but you got to hear this, Luds. So Ardell goes, "Oh hell." Huey says, "Ryan, how dare you?" Because he's been one-upped by his own beer league teammate. Sam goes, "Holy smokes." Sarcastic remark says, "Oh dang, LOL." Texas Twist says, "Let's party until the dropping the star in here,
Yo.
eh?" Huey goes, "It's a pigeon fight." Texas
Are these all
Twist-
your teammates?
Bing
Yeah,
bang.
a couple of them. We got another one.
Hey,
Oh, look at this. I love Misty. Not to be outdone. Throws in a 99.99. Happy New Year to everyone in the DLS postgame show. Here's hoping a great 2025 where the Stars can get another black banner next to the 99 one that Luds helped us get us. I can't even read it. If only he didn't retire, so we might have gotten another one in 2000. Screw the Devils. And that,
guys,
for our
thank
third
you.
super
Wow.
chat, is worthy of a Herman
Look
Marshall
at this
shot.
guy. Look at this guy.
Unreal.
Yeah, and a little horn.
All we had to do was ask for them to do super chats and
We should do this nightly.
$100. Why
How about
didn't we
this
think of
one?
that
We're
earlier?
gonna have to get some more.
Should
Herman
have
Ardell?
earlier.
Ardell says in the chat, Owen manages the show, Luds.
Oh, you're starting to slur your words. No more soup for you.
He's the man of the people.
Don't gotta
John's
drive
on the
him
screen
home.
the whole time, so you can't even see the chats anymore.
Well, I mean, I would take issue saying that Owen manages the show. That's all.
Let's
clearly
call
run
it a
things
team
here.
effort. Thank you, Texas Twist. Yes, I'm not afraid of doing that every now and then. Happy New Year to Houston and to I Love Misty and to Ryan and everybody else that has been contributing. William and Ardell and T Farmer.
Hey, by the way,
You guys are just one-upping each other.
Something about you managing the show. The rest of the comment went right into John's ear.
It says
I couldn't see it.
He's a man of the people.
Oh.
Because I was trying to get to the chat while you were making a point.
I agree.
I believe they're
Sam,
going to crush these
before
guys.
we completely lose you in that deep dive of a Mick Ultra you're nursing over there, tell us what was going on post-game reaction from the AAC.
In 1 minute and 45 seconds or
Well,
less.
and then we'll pause.
I
This
can
is
do
Sam,
that. I
not
can do
Sean.
That. I can do that. It was pretty simple, guys. It was the main talk was earning a win when a goalie was on his game, right? We've seen so many times where a goalie has played so well, Shesterkin, Toronto with Joseph Woll, and the Stars have not been able to overcome that, and it's led to a loss. Tonight, Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen was fantastic and made 2 or 3 just incredible saves. Poor Logan Stankoven gets robbed one or two times. But the Stars just kept pushing. And I think that was a big thing for them to push past that initial, wow, this goalie's hot, we're not going to be able to score on him, and put in 3 and then put in the empty net. So that was big. The other thing I wanted to make sure I noted was we did not see Justin Ritzkovian at all in the third period. He was on the bench. I asked Pete about it. It was all about getting Roope Hintz double shifted to get him on the ice because Roope only had 9:05 of ice time after 2 periods, which was not nearly enough for probably the best skater in the game. So just something to note there. DeBoer did say that they liked Ritzkovian in the first 40 minutes.
Sam, you got to see this. Can we get the close-up, John?
Of
on
you?
Luds?
Of who?
On Luds.
Ah.
He's changed his headgear. And he's got the...
I don't know how you're supposed to wear this little hat.
Well, you don't have to use it
That's
to pull
nice.
the hair back, but you can.
That's
Well,
nice with the flow back.
I think you're supposed to put it into the flow. There you go. That
better?
way you can still see some of those golden
Oh
locks.
yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
That's
Kim
high
brought
quality.
options for Luds to wear tonight.
That's
Lots
amazing.
of options. Right? Here, you got the hat. You got
Oh, I thought you were talking. Well, you said lots of options to wear. I didn't know what you were talking
You're
about.
very confused already. Thanks to everyone who joined in on our television platforms. Make sure to like and subscribe here on the pod and check out alldls.com. Okay, back to the show. Sam, continue.
That's all
That's
he's
pretty
got.
much it, boys. Yeah,
90
that was pretty much
seconds.
it. I mean, the only other part that was interesting was talking to Casey DeSmith and asking him if the assist was something he had on his radar for today. That's his third career assist. Also 200th game for Wyatt Johnston. I believe Owen was saying like 130. I don't remember the exact number. 130 something points in 200 games, which is wild. And Jason Robertson 200th career assist tonight. So
Yep, two
the
assists
200
with that.
club out there tonight. So
So
big
he
night
had
for everyone, but it was
130
really
points before the game-winning goal did Wyatt Johnston tonight. So 131 in 200 games.
pretty incredible. And Pete DeBoer said, I asked him I actually used air quotes. I said, "Are you surprised that a young player, because let's be honest, Wyatt's a veteran on this team now, but makes the big plays in those big moments?" And he said, honestly, we shouldn't take it for granted, but we're just not surprised anymore. He's just one of those guys that steps up in those key moments. And this was a huge one tonight. And how about the Joe Pavelski-esque deflection up into the top corner? I think he learned that one from his landlord.
His billet dad, so to speak. Yeah. Heck of a play.
By the way, JP will be here at the end of the month.
Willie.
Yep.
Making a trip down?
Son's got a tournament here.
Well, and that's
Is
a
he
good
gonna
time
be
to
here?
avoid some of the cold weather up north.
Is he going to be there right next to you?
We're working on it.
Yeah, we gotta plan that out. We gotta give Luds the date so he knows when we'll be doing shows so that we can make sure that we can have
Anytime.
this guy
For
in studio.
JP, I will come in on the off day.
I think somebody ought to make a request to the Stars people that maybe Wyatt was on the show that day also. Just,
You want to double it up?
well, of course.
All right. Well, we'll see what we can pull off on that. Let's see. Somebody was asking Sam a question. Okay, they were asking about Ritzkovian, which was fine. Yeah, I didn't think that was a big surprise, Sam, about Ritzkovian not playing a lot late. I mean, this is a second NHL game. It was a 2-2 hockey game. They're not playing the fourth line that much at that point.
Oh, again, he does what he's supposed to do out there. I don't know if he's making, saying, "Oh my God, we got to find a way to make a move to keep this kid here right now." But he's at least doing what they're asking him. He's not a liability out there. He goes up and down. He plays in front of the net. He got in a little scuffle tonight, and he pushes back.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
I loved that play when he goes to the net. He stops in front of the net and he gives a little whack to Luukkonen, and it draws a penalty because it drew a crowd, and they ended up taking a penalty on that. So that is just something. I mean, you guys know me. I've been saying this since day one. That is what I love about hockey. That's what I think the Stars need more of. Young kid is the one who does it. That's a good way to stay in the lineup in my mind.
Bing bang.
Uh-oh.
Another one.
Oh, boy.
William W. Williams. I think that's his third one of this postgame show.
We are rolling.
Heiskanen and 99 Cup here. Obviously, we won tonight because of Sevy's sequins blazer. Let's keep that going in 2025. Did you happen to
The Blazer or the Wind?
Did you see Sevy's get up tonight on the pre and post for and intermissions for Victory
I
Plus?
believe
It was
so.
nice.
Did he have a
Sparkly.
black bow tie on?
He had the big sparkly jacket with the bow tie. Yeah.
I did.
And then did you see Razor's got it almost looked like he had
Razor.
a suit. He had a tie on, but it looked like it was like almost like a velour sweatsuit, but it was cut like a suit.
He looks like he should be sitting at home smoking a pipe in front of his fireplace.
So you did see it.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yes.
Nothing gets by
Excellent.
Luds. He's been on top of it lately. He knew when our shows were starting. He knew what lounge or podcast he was in.
The bar is as low as it could possibly be. Oh, he knew when the show was starting.
You know what I'm
Let's
really
all
on?
clap for Luds.
Wait,
Yes.
hey, what I'm really on top of, you blow your horns. What I'm on top of is our clock says 10:44:05, and we started at 10:45.
Okay, so
Oh,
let's
all
Yeah,
right.
we still have to do this.
let's do the Herman Marshall Marquee moment of the game.
Uh,
Check out your favorite bottle. Pick it up at your closest goody liquor store.
game winner, Wyatt Johnston. I just kid comes through. And I think he had 4 or 5 shots tonight. I think that he had a great game again.
For every bottle of single barrel straight bourbon whiskey, Herman Marshall donates 15% of its revenue to the Guns N' Hoses Foundation of North Texas. For those who went before, stop into your closest goody-goody liquor store to find your favorite bottle and maybe even enjoy a victory shot. All right, Sam, you got to come back in the frame. It's time for us to do our quick man of the match so we can get out of here and get on to our New Year's Eve celebrations. Man of the match.
Roope Hintz drove play all night long. One of his best games I've seen.
Yep, I'm on the same page. Wrote it down a long time ago, Sam. You are right, sir.
Hintz was great. Wyatt Johnston scored the game winner. I thought he was great. Nice game from Casey DeSmith. Jason Robertson with the 3-point effort. But jamiebenn was a terror tonight. He didn't have any points, but I thought he was one of the best players on the ice. Jamiebenn's my man of the match.
Yeah, so
please shoot the puck like that more.
Yeah, so I think he may have had his phone with him when there was a tweet sent out tonight, John, that something about jamiebenn needs to be gone.
Who tweeted that?
I don't know. John, there was
a
tweet there.
I saw someone replied.
Did you see it, Sam?
Someone replied to one of our tweets with that, yes.
Yeah, so I disagree with that.
Yeah.
That's all I'll say.
What do you think about, quickly, Ben?
My God, it's 145-43.
Ben, Duchesne, Johnston as a emerging line. Do you like that trio?
Yeah, but you know it's going to change.
But for now,
I mean, it's going to change. But yeah,
I like it. I think Johnston and Duchesne have real chemistry, and I think jamiebenn has done a lot of industry for that trio.
Yeah, I think that Duchesne is going to be happy when the other two guys are healthy and back. That's what I think.
It was a fantastic night all the way around. Tip of the cap to everybody in the diehards because, boy, did you guys show out, including my Pigeons boys, some serious super chats, a little horn music. We hope you have a very happy and safe New Year. We are back on Thursday. No show tomorrow on New Year's Day. Sens pregame Thursday. Luds has already called it. Stan Coven breaks a 19-game goal drought. 6:15 pregame show right here from our DLS studios. For Sam, for Luds, for Kim, for John, I'm Owen. There's no way you can hear anything into that speaker. Have a very safe and happy New Year, everyone. Thanks for joining us.
We all silly like the mayor.